People, and we're back for another Xwar stage requests. Now let's look at Xwar 32, and to make this more interesting we'll be looking at the top stages that players have an issue when it comes to Xwar 32. We're gonna go from the start at Xwar 32.5 and look at what we're going up against. It's a Medusa, and then we have a Van Helsing, and of course we need to add Gunnable to stun your heroes, and if that's not enough we have Desperate Crow also in the mix to try to take out your heroes. We also have the boss on the second stage, which is the God Slayer. And then of course, why stop at that? Let's add some God Hero Universe selections. So we have Cupid, God of Love, and we have Valkyria. Let's look at how players targeted beating this stage. So we have 3 players, usually the game shows 3, and we can see their lineups. The first player used Dimensional Emperor, Lucas, Thinker, and it carries on in also using a second God hero. Second lineup, normal selections of heroes. Third one, he went with a Logan direction and a Satan plus Cyber Ronin. Okay, not bad. The second stage, first there is the Satan usage, Space Monkey usage, and Toku, which is a fantastic selection. And then the second player on our lovely list went with the Van Helsing. Let's create a bomb that explodes to cause as much damage as possible. And for the third one, it's the normal Rockefeller in number 1 stun scenario. And of course Medusa to cause petrification. Alright, so once we're looking at all this, and we can see actually there's a 4th player down the list if you scroll. Yeah, we can see these are lineups that work for 32.5. Now let's actually enter into the battle and try to look at more details. Right, for this one we're going up against a draft of 5, and as we talked many times in different videos, a draft of 5 heroes which are from the same faction, or you are adding one of the heroes related to the God faction, which will be considered from the same faction, will actually increase your HP and attack. So they're getting a boost. They are standing at 26 million. Second lineup, they're standing at 18 million. Now, precautions for actually going up against these enemy heroes. Number 1, your Spirit Link level cannot be too low from 382. That's the first thing you will need to focus on. Number 2, it would be fantastic if you actually select heroes that are strong against the Dark faction, which is the Nature. So building a lineup that focuses on Nature would be actually great for this specific stage. Should work. Another scenario you can do is just use, of course, Storm is coming, Storm Falcon. Alright, let's give it a try, and for the spaceship we will go with the group attack ship for number 1 and Ship of Theosis for number 2, and see if that works. Now, one of the differences that are going to be seen is, of course, we're more stronger than them massively, so of course it should be a win, regardless, even if we lose team members. As you can see, we're not actually taking that much damage. And that is pretty much also attributed to Thinker holds Radiance Tribute. Now, if we want to fix that last star, and as I was saying, right, Radiance Tribute, Thinker is holding it, so that reducing the damage that Van Helsing can actually do as soon as you kill him. Round number 2, it's perfection, there is no issues with it when we used the Storm is coming Storm Falcon, which took out all of them. Now, if you're too much weaker than doing that in one go, you can always add your Lucas to help in allowing your team to survive by the contract, and just go with the scenario of Lady Ivy or Rockefeller. So we're going to take those out, and we're going to formulate a different lineup. And we're going to go with something like this, and then we're going to fix the issue here in our first lineup, and we're going to add the music fairy. The music fairy will help to boost your team's HP and attack for the heroes in her same row, which is going to be Elodie and going to be Indira. As you can see, we sustained 0 damage. Now in round number 2, same scenario. The only difference is we want Rockefeller and the God Slayer to start chunking at their HP. And they chunked at their HP and killed them very easily. Again, if these two lineups and the lineups we showed the different players used do not work for you, then please start powering up by upgrading your reincarnation treasure and also your spirit link. So that would be stage 5. Let's go to stage 10, going to be the boss, which is the Fury, and Anubis, where he can kill you easily and increase the damage of the team. Also, Einstein will not be able to help you in resurrecting your fallen heroes. Second lineup, it's going to be Medusa as the issue, but I think if you're strong enough, you wouldn't actually suffer any issues. Let's go with the same lineup. And in stages like this, it's mainly that you need to power up more. If you power up and you stun that little Fury wave at his baby stage now, you will be able to win. We're trying to target taking him out before his waiting game actually activates. As you can see, Elodie really helped in that with Indira. And like that, we didn't even have to face any of his attacks. Now, stage 2. Yeah, the God Slayer, if he's strong enough in attack, can pretty much wipe them out. So let's look again at stage 32-10. Additional lineups, if you want to see them. And the second round, additional lineups as well. Alright, let's move after 32-10 and we're going to 32-15, main stages. Here, your main issue is going to be time, and then the second issue is going to be Orochi. Alright, so you will have to use Lady Ivy whether you like it or not, want to or not. And you need to be close to 370-ish at Spirit Link level if you want an easy, fast stage. That's to be above 370 something in your Spirit Link level. The level of your heroes pretty much. Alright, so for this one we can just use the same lineup, they're strong enough, but let's actually decrease their overall power so you can feel it's a little bit fair. For this one we might go with using Lady Ivy. Okay, and for the second battle we'll choose another hero that matches exactly what we need. So we will go with something like this for the first lineup, and for the second one it's going to be the same. The only difference is we might add time. We will add time pretty much, or you can add, for instance, that can work. Right, let's try adding a completely different set of heroes. Yeah, something like this would actually be a good selection for that stage, and let's enter into the battle and see. Alright, stage 1, we get the boost from the Music Fairy. We've given Genesis to the Music Fairy in the first place. We froze some of the enemy and then at the same time tangled some of them, given enough time for us to take them out. As you can see, we almost took 0 damage in the first place. Now for the second round, we're dependent on Rockefeller in hopes that he can stun any of the enemies. The real issue is they're taken out too early, and I think to make it even more fair, we need to remove the God Slayer. We need to remove Houston. We need to remove also Queen of Desert. But if we remove all the heroes, then here we'll go with yeah, now it's much better. Okay, let's try something completely different as a scenario. Okay, and then which lost hero? Yeah, if you have Nox, you can use him, and let's just do it anyway. Still, they're much stronger than the opposing team. Alright, let's enter into the battle. Let's skip the first one. For this one, we're just relying on boosting Julia pretty much and doing our best. I think the best position you can put her in is number 4, so she can attack directly our lovely dragon on the opposing side. And as you can see, this can actually work by adding this selection of heroes. Alright, so that would be the lovely round of 32-15. Let's move into 32-20.